Welcome to Atomic Clarity Podcast. Today we're doing a deep dive into, well, a truly foundational work, the 7 habits of highly effective people.
Yes, we've really looked closely at the core material.
And our goal here is to unpack each habit for you. We want to be really clear, really precise about what it means, how it works, and crucially, why it can be so life-changing.
Exactly. We're talking about fundamental principles, not quick fixes, but deep shifts that build personal and interpersonal effectiveness. Let's break them down one by one.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Habit 1, be proactive. Now, lots of people think this just means taking initiative, right? But what's the deeper meaning?
That's a common starting point, but it goes much further. Being proactive fundamentally means understanding your life is a result of your values and your decisions.
Not just your feelings or what's happening around you.
Precisely. It's about your ability to choose your response in any situation. You are essentially responsible. You control your life, you influence circumstances, you're not just reacting.
Interesting. So how does that actually work? I mean, internally, where does that ability to choose come from?
It stems from a unique human ability. Self-awareness. The power to look at your own thinking.
To examine how you see things.
Exactly. Proactive people get that they're responsible for making things happen. They focus their energy where they have influence, their circle of influence.
Things they can actually do something about.
Right. Their attitude, their actions, their learning. They don't waste energy spinning their wheels in the circle of concern. Things they can worry about but can't directly change.
Like the global economy
Or the weather. Yeah. Focusing on influence creates positive, expanding energy. It makes that circle bigger over time.
Okay, so why is that shift in focus so critical? Why does being proactive matter so much for effectiveness?
Because it empowers you to act, not just be acted upon. It's the first step to solving problems, whether they're under your direct control, like your habits.
Or indirect control.
Yes, like influencing others by changing your methods, or even problems beyond your control by choosing acceptance and not letting them drain your energy.
So it stops negativity from taking over.
It really does. And expands your capacity for positive change. Making and keeping promises to yourself, even small ones, builds that inner integrity, that self-control. It's crucial.
That internal foundation sounds vital. It seems to set up habit 2 perfectly. Begin with the end in mind. What's the core principle here?
The core principle is that everything is created twice. First, there's a mental creation, then comes the physical creation.
Like a blueprint before the building.
Exactly. Habit 2 is that first mental creation. It's about having a really clear picture, a clear vision of your desired destination for anything, a project, a relationship, your entire life.
How do we do that effectively? What's the mechanism behind forming that clear mental picture?
It taps into 2 powerful human gifts. Imagination, your ability to see potential, to envision what isn't yet real, and conscience, your connection to universal principles, your sense of unique purpose. This habit lets you write your own script.
Instead of just reacting or living out someone else's script for you.
Precisely. You align your life with your deepest values, with correct principles. It's about personal leadership defining your direction.
So why is this so essential? What happens if we skip this mental creation?
Well, you risk immense inefficiency. You could climb the ladder of success your whole life working hard,
Only to realize.
only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall.
Mm.
This habit provides that crucial personal leadership. It ensures your actions align with your purpose. A personal mission statement, for example, becomes your constitution, the standard you measure everything against. It gives direction, purpose.
That clarity then leads us to habit 3. Put first things first. This feels like where the action happens.
It absolutely is. This is the second creation of the physical one. It's the practical application of habits 1 and 2.
Doing what matters most.
Yes, the daily, moment-by-moment practice of personal management, acting on what you've already decided are your first things.
Okay, but life throws so much urgent stuff at us. How do we actually do this? How do we put first things first in the chaos?
It takes independent will, discipline, and it's driven by that integrity we talked about. Habit 2 defines the first things. Habit 3 is the discipline to prioritize them.
And how does that look practically?
Effective self-management focuses intensely on quadrant 2 activities, things that are important but not urgent.
Like planning, relationship building, prevention.
Exactly. Building relationships, long-range planning, exercise, preparation, things that build capacity but don't usually scream for attention. It means developing the ability to say no to things that are urgent but ultimately unimportant.
Moving from urgent to important.
Yes, being principle-driven, not crisis-driven.
And why is that focus on quadrant 2 so transformative? Why does it matter so much?
Because your discipline then comes from within, aligned with your deep values. Focusing on quadrant 2 dramatically boosts effectiveness. It actually shrinks crises over time because you're addressing root causes proactively.
Preventing fires instead of just fighting them?
Precisely. It creates coherence, balance, flexibility. You move from being driven by the clock to being guided by your compass, your principles.
Okay, these first 3 habits build that strong core, that personal victory. Now we move outward into interdependence. Habit 4. Think win-win. What's the essence of this?
Think win-win is really a philosophy for human interaction. It's about constantly seeking mutual benefit in every agreement, every solution.
Seeing life as cooperative, not just competitive.
Exactly. It's not about my way or your way. It's about finding a better way, a third alternative that works for everyone involved and makes everyone committed to the outcome.
That sounds great, but requires certain qualities, right? What makes win-win actually possible?
It rests on 3 vital character traits. First, integrity, that value you place on yourself, built through habits 1, 2, and 3. Being true to your values.
Trustworthiness.
Yes. Second, maturity. This is the balance between courage speaking your convictions and consideration respecting the feelings and convictions of others.
Strong and empathetic.
Right. And third, perhaps the most crucial, is the abundance mentality. Believing there's plenty out there for everybody.
Not scarcity where one person's gain is another's loss.
Exactly. Abundance fosters sharing, openness, creativity. Scarcity fuels competition and defensiveness.
So why is adopting this win-win approach so powerful? What's the impact?
It fundamentally transforms relationships. It builds trust, which opens the door to incredible creativity and shared success. It enables what we call public victories interactions that produce results benefiting everyone, leading to outcomes far greater than individuals could achieve alone. It's about synergistic outcomes.
Which leads nicely into habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. A classic, what's the core meaning here?
This is truly the key to effective communication between people. It means making a deep effort to understand the other person from their point of view, seeing the world through their eyes.
Before you try to make your own point or give advice.
Absolutely. It requires listening with the genuine intent to understand, not just to prepare your reply.
How do we actually practice that? It sounds simple, but it's hard not to jump in.
It requires a specific skill, empathic listening. You listen not just for the words, but for the feeling, the meaning, the whole message.
Giving them psychological air.
That's a great way to put it. You fulfill that deep human need to be truly heard and understood. Only after that need is met can you effectively influence or problem solve together.
And the second part, being understood.
That requires courage, presenting your own ideas clearly, logically, but also contextually within the framework of the understanding you've just gained about the other person's perspective.
Why is this habit so profoundly important for our interactions?
Well, it makes huge deposits in what Covey calls the emotional bank account. It builds massive trust and respect.
Which makes everything else easier.
Definitely. You get accurate information faster, you get to the real heart of issues, and your own influence becomes genuine, not manipulative. It moves interactions from superficial exchanges to truly authentic connections.
Okay, moving to habit 6, synergize. This feels like where everything comes together. What does synergy truly mean?
Synergy fundamentally means the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. 1 + 1 = 3, or 10, or 100.
Creative cooperation.
Exactly. It's about generating completely new alternatives, solutions that are better than what any single person could have come up with alone. It's really the highest form of activity, manifesting all the other habits working together.
So how does that magic happen? How does synergy actually work? What creates it?
It starts with genuinely valuing differences, respecting them, seeing them as opportunities, not threats.
Building on strengths, compensating for weaknesses.
Precisely. Synergistic communication requires an open mind, an open heart. A belief that by truly engaging with different perspectives, everyone will learn, grow, and create something better. It demands that internal security built by the first 3 habits.
You need to be okay with ambiguity, with not knowing the answer right away.
Yes, you need openness to the unknown.
And why is synergy so critical? What makes it worth striving for?
Because it unleashes incredible power. It leads to innovation, to breakthroughs that seem almost miraculous sometimes. It transforms interactions from simple transactions to deeply transformational experiences.
Strengthening relationships while getting better results.
Absolutely. It embraces diversity not just as something to tolerate, but as a vital source of strength and creativity. It finds those third alternatives.
Finally, habit 7, sharpen the saw. This sounds like maintenance, but crucial maintenance.
It's far more than just maintenance. It's about continuous improvement. Balanced self-renewal. It means regularly investing in the 4 key dimensions of your nature.
Which are
Physical, spiritual, mental, and social-emotional. This habit is about preserving and enhancing the greatest asset you have. It's taking care of the goose that lays the golden eggs.
right. If you don't care for the goose, no more golden eggs. So how do we sharpen the saw in practice across those 4 areas?
For the physical, it means taking deliberate care of your body, exercise, nutrition, rest, stress management.
Okay.
For the spiritual, it's about connecting with your core values, your center, through things like meditation, prayer, art, music, spending time in nature, whatever renews that commitment.
And mentally,
Mental renewal comes from continually educating yourself, reading, planning, visualizing, writing, expanding your mind. These are often quadrant 2 activities.
not urgent.
Exactly. And finally, social emotional. This dimension is renewed through meaningful connection with others, making service contributions, practicing empathy, seeking synergy, essentially living habits 4, 5, and 6.
It connects back to the other habits.
It truly does. It requires dedicated time, that daily private victory.
And why is this continuous renewal, this sharpening the saw, so absolutely essential for the long haul?
Because this habit makes all the others possible. It fuels them. It creates an upward spiral of growth where each dimension reinforces the others. It builds your resilience, your capacity to handle challenges.
What's your personal production capability?
Precisely. Balanced renewal prevents burnout, ensures you remain effective, and leads to sustainable success and genuine well-being over the long term. It's the key to continually producing those golden eggs.
These 7 habits, taken together, they really do offer a clear, profound pathway. From dependence to independence, and finally to effective interdependence. It's a powerful framework.
A framework for continuous growth, effectiveness, and contribution. Truly life-changing when applied consistently.
Thank you for listening to Atomic Clarity Podcast. One clear idea at a time can change everything.